Welcome to the Real Estate Fight Club, a podcast for agents where you'll witness a battle of opinions about topics affecting your real estate business. Now, always in your corner, here are your hosts, Jen Mertland and Monica Weekly.
Okay. This is Real Estate Fight Club episode 110. Wow. All right. Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. What's up, Jen Mertland?
Monica.
How are you?
I've got a little bit of some sinus business happening.
Oh no, do you have COVID?
Oh my God.
I mean, that's how it starts, Mertland. You better go.
Stop it. Relax. Take a break.
That's how it starts. It's how it starts.
Come over there and touch you.
No, you stay over in your very swanky pad behind you.
Yeah, man.
It's nice.
Thanks.
Well, I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Me too, because it's annoying.
I know it is. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us here at another episode of Real Estate Fight Club. We love our listeners. We love having you here today. And today, Jen and I are going to duke it out over this. And I'm 100% positive you and I don't agree on this subject.
I already know what you're going to say. Go ahead.
The question is, how long should your listing appointment take? How long should your listing consultation appointment be?
I mean, if you can get everything e-signed, it doesn't have to be long at all. 2 seconds. You don't have to go.
You don't have to go to the listing appointment.
I mean, I'm just saying,
that's new.
We're done.
All right, thanks.
I don't know.
Bye.
I think this question comes up because so many agents are like, well, you have to build rapport and you got to be friends. Look, I'm not looking for new friends. We've done a pre-listing questionnaire, which I talked to you at length about your motivation and what the hell you're doing while you were selling your house. Yes. Then we drop off a pre-listing packet, which goes over how we're going to sell the house. Okay. So I'm not really sure. I mean, there's been many times too, where in that packet, I'll include the price, like with the contract. And that was, now we e-sign stuff, but.
Yeah, right.
But you can still do that.
If you do all that, if you do a pre-qual conversation and a pre-listing packet, then how long are you actually at the house?
I mean, maybe 30 minutes because I don't walk around with them either.
You do the tour by yourself?
Yes. I don't need to hear and this house is made with 2x6s instead of 2x4s. And we painted this special off-white imported paint from Italy to come to this house. I don't care. I want to look at the house from the eyes of a buyer, and look at it without your damn commentary.
Well, I think one of the difficult parts of this conversation then is going to be that, first of all, I don't know that most agents do a pre-qualification phone call, which they should. And you're right.
Go back and listen to episode 1.
Yeah.
Did you pre-qualify? Sure. Yes, 100% of the time. You're making a mistake.
And then I don't think, even if they do that, which they might, I don't think they're dropping off a packet ahead of time.
And depending on the client, I've been a little bit more lenient on that. It can be emailed if you have like a client where that makes sense, right?
Okay.
But somehow getting them information. Here's what they want to know. They have 3 questions. What are you going to do for me? How long is it going to take? How much am I going to get? That's it. Answer those questions. You're golden. You're done.
Based on our episode we did about what makes for a good real estate agent from a seller's perspective, though, I think they have different questions. I think they have the question of, do you know your shit? Can I trust you?
Okay.
And what are you going to be like to work with?
Okay, fine. But that can all be captured in the, what are you going to do for me? Like, how are you going to sell this house? Like, you can answer all that, right? Like part of how you're selling it. No. So you demonstrate a lot of that, right? So you demonstrate how you are to work with from the time you set the appointment to before you even get there. That's why you ask them the questions. You are demonstrating, hey, I'm going to do some research. I'm going to probably have some questions. Can I call you back at 2:00 at this number? Or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Okay, great. Now you call them, I don't know, at 2:00 at that number. You
Mhm.
call them. So now you've demonstrated
Reliability.
right.
Mhm.
Like you don't have to tell somebody that. They can feel how it is.
Mhm.
What do
Mhm.
you think? I don't know. I'm really angry about this question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're like a drive-by realtor. You're like, the appraisals that
Drive-by
you get, like
realtor?
drive-by appraisal.
Come
You don't
on.
need to see the inside of the house to know what it's worth.
I mean, I was sort of kidding, but sometimes you really don't.
I know, I know there are agents that do that. They do the full listing presentation at their office. They never
Yeah.
see the house. I
mean,
admire it.
It
I can't
depends
do it.
on like if you're in a cookie cutter neighborhood, here's the range, man. This is what they sell for.
Right.
And especially if you're an agent that is by relationship only, then you've probably been in their house.
Okay. Why do you say that like it's a bad thing? It just
It's annoying.
irritates me.
I
Don't.
know. My job is to irritate you.
All right.
Okay, what's
So
I'm gonna put myself on mute. No.
yeah, probably a good idea for the rest of the show. Here we are. I think that I'll be honest, I take an hour at a listing consultation. I know if for those of you not watching this on video, there was an eye roll, of course, by Jen. It's
They
fine.
could hear it.
I don't do a pre-listing packet, but I do pre-qualify. That's a given. Like I can't understand how you can even do your job if you don't go through that questionnaire. But yes, I am relationship based. Now I come into the house and I take a tour without them
Okay.
by my
you
side.
agree on
So,
that.
right. You'd be very
Interesting.
proud.
What is your thought process around that?
Time saver.
Oh, same,
sure.
same. Mine
Huh?
is really, I just don't want their commentary. Like,
Right.
yes, it is a time saver, but I need to see it how a buyer is going to see it because the seller is not walking around. So, like, why don't you make a list of all your updates at the table? I'll be back in 10 minutes and I'll see you there. You know?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
No,
fill out
I
this
do.
property
You and I agree on
disclosure.
that. We agree on that. Mostly,
I'm
to
still
be
trying
honest,
to find you, even if we agree.
no. Well, I'm going to go build relationship though at the table. So you'd be real pissed about that.
All
But I'll
right.
tell you what it does. It establishes me as the leader of the partnership too. Like if it's okay with you, what I'd like to do is I'd like to walk around the house with the buyer's eye. I'll meet you guys at the table. It'll take me 2 seconds. I'll come with any questions like that. I'm in charge now because I
Yeah.
just basically said, go sit down.
Yeah.
Like,
Have a
you know
seat.
what I mean?
You are dismissed from this conversation.
That's right. Don't need you right now. That's actually a huge part of my hour there is establishing myself as the leader that I do have a process. I'm going to lead them to success and they need to follow because if I do my work in that hour, the rest of the hours that we work together are much easier.
What else are you doing to establish that?
So, I mean, I spend a lot of time on supply and demand and kind of tell a dynamic of the market that not a lot of agents talk about. A lot of agents just look backwards at the last 6 months or 3 months in this case and try to comp houses there. I'm actually analyzing based on trends, how many buyers we think we have in the market right
How long
now.
does that take? That only takes me like,
Well, right. No, but I'm involving them in the conversation, so it takes a little longer. I
okay.
could get in and out in 30 minutes with what I have to say,
Mhm.
but I'm asking questions along the way and having conversations and letting them speak and be heard.
Okay.
That's what takes that 30 minutes into an hour, I think.
Well, that's what takes my 10 minutes into 20, 30, my 5 minutes into.
Don't you love when
This
you have an
is-
out of town client and you just get to go walk the vacant house? You're like,
You're like this, yeah.
get back to you.
You know what's the most irritating thing for me is when you're like presenting yourself as the expert, right?
Yeah.
And they sign the listing agreement showing that they trust you as the expert. And then they don't freaking listen to you.
Right. And I think a lot of times it's because you haven't established the right level of leadership in the relationship. I mean, it's not always, sometimes you're right. It's just the people, but I know for a fact, and this is not you, but because I've been on listing presentations with agents, they're not leading. They're trying to be to,
Friends. They're trying to make friends.
what are your thoughts? What do you think? Whatever. When I ask a question about what are your thoughts, it's in the position of I'm gathering data, not caring what you think.
Right. Like, what are you seeing from this data?
Right.
Are you, what is this story telling you? But you've also have been the one that supplied the data. So you have the story already. So it should lead, like what I find then is that leads them to the price that we're talking about. And if they say some off the wall price, that's like a whole nother story that's not based in fact. It's based in like fantasy.
Well, and now you know that they're crazy and they don't listen and they can't interpret data, and you better beware.
But that's also why you do the pre-listing qualification, because one of the questions, and this pre-listing form can be found at jennifermertlin.com/vault. So when you, one of the questions is, what do you like, when I see you, what do you think the house is worth? Or what do you want to price your house at, or whatever? How did you get to that number? Because you need to know, are they crazy ahead of time? And you need to know if they're thinking like, well, the neighbor's house 20 years ago sold for this amount, and that's why we're thinking, right? You need to know what you're running into. Where
they are, yeah. But the thing I think your 20 minutes or 30 minutes is missing, in my opinion, back to like our battle here, is I am looking at that relationship way past the sale of this house. I'm looking at, is this going to be an A-level past client for me? Is this going to be a relationship that I want to continue to work with?
Look, I don't know that until we do business.
Well, and that's what I'm just trying to get to know them from that. I'm trying to get to know them from that aspect too. And when I'm sitting at that table, if this is a couple that's selling their house, they raised their family here, they're downsizing, I'm interested in what their favorite memory is of the house. What's their favorite? God. Well, because I do stuff with that. That's gifting opportunities. That's, next level relationship stuff.
I already have a headache.
I know you do. That's what I'm doing with my other half hour.
Like, tell me your favorite memory about this house.
Yes. And then a great gift comes out of that idea.
Oh my God. Yeah. But not a gift at the closing table.
No gifts at closing.
Please stop.
This is for later to develop relationship. No closing.
Right, I'm waiting for my gift.
Their gift is that I help them close their house. That's their gift.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. Should we head back to our corner?
Yeah.
All right. Let's head back. Let's take a short break and hear a word from our partners. And when we return, we'll have the final punches.
Hi, guys. It's Monica and Jen from the Real Estate Fight Club. Hey. We just want to make sure to let you know that we have extremely cool partners in this great podcast that we have. We can't bring a show to you every week without our great partners. So we want you to go click below and check out their links and the special offers that they offer our Real Estate Fight Club listeners like you.
We've got some good ones. So we have a great offer from Vulcan 7, which is the dialer that I use to get all the numbers to start, pleasantly persistently harassing people.
Love it.
They're
the best in the biz.
The best. Yeah, they truly are. We got Ghost Poster, which is Monica's Monica's
click below.
Product. Yeah. We've got our coach, John Kitchens. He's
whoop, whoop.
Yep. And then Real Support Solutions, which provides like administrative help and training. So
they're awesome.
Click those links, babies.
All right.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Let's get back to the battle inside the ring and close out our final round. Jen, you have 1 minute to make your argument as to why no agent should be in a house longer than 30 minutes.
You don't need to. It's a waste of time. The best way to, I'm trying to figure out how can I expand.
What else can I say?
Your argument is you're trying to get to know them. The best way to get to know them is to see how they do business. This is a very stressful situation for them, and how they react will tell you if they're going to be like A clients. And along that time, you can find out like about the gift stuff. I just don't think you have to do it right then. And you're not the entertainment. Stop going at, not you, but like, stop going at like 6 o'clock. Do not ever go after dinner, ever, 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 ever.
What if that's the only time?
The entertainment.
You're the night's entertainment.
You're the entertainment. Go before dinner when they're hungry, so they can get the out of there.
Get in and out.
Out. Mostly out. Grab a plate on your way out. Say thank you for cooking me dinner.
Look, I'm not attached to the idea of an hour. There's not a magical amount of time. I'm just
super
saying
attached
that's
to,
how
like, 20,
long
30
it takes
minutes.
me to, what'd you just say?
I'm super attached to like
I
20
know
minutes.
you are. I'm just saying that over the 18 years, and I've changed obviously my approach, but over the years, but that's how long it takes me to feel like I've established a good foundation of rapport. I know what they're going to be like to work with. I know if I can do the job, that kind of thing. It just takes me an hour.
Are you doing the e-sign before you go there? Like you're
The,
filling it out?
the contracts
Yeah.
depends.
Okay.
Depends on the situation. If I know I have it, okay. So here's another thing. And I don't think we've done we have done a podcast on this. I do a full presentation of my knowledge and the consulting approach, even if I know I have the listing. Because again, really my point there is to establish the leadership, right?
Right. You should absolutely do that.
So many agents just, if they got the listing, if they're friends, they just go over and sign paperwork.
Oh
And
my God, never do that.
They're missing it. Yep. Huge. That is like a big giant, never do that.
So a couple of people have like sent me a message that said we should do another round of like what not was like stop doing.
Oh, okay. Well, let's write that one down.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
All right. That's was that your 1 minute?
Probably more, but like I did it for my dad. I did my whole presentation.
You should.
I did because I wanted him to understand that I know what the hell I'm doing and he needs to trust me.
Get it.
Yeah.
Get it.
I didn't want him to hire anybody else.
That's because I never met him.
Oh, here we go. All right. I think that's going to have to be the end of today's battle. Short and sweet, but to the point. Let's, I guess the takeaway would be, let's be purposeful with your time there. Whether you're on Jen's side or my side, be purposeful.
Agreed.
Right.
Today, we have a tiebreaker after, so stay tuned for that.
Oh, that's gonna be good. All right, and also be sure to go to our Facebook podcast page. It's called Real Estate Fight Club Podcast. We'd love to know how long you take at your listing presentations, and also, of course, if you have a show idea, we would love to hear about that.
Yep, we now have an Instagram page too. Look at us.
Moving on up. To Instagram.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And if you have a question about EXP, feel free to give us a call at 513-400-1691. All right, Monica, have a stupendous day.
I hope you feel better. I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, I am here with our tiebreaker, Walter Key. Hey, Walter.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
So you're not only an agent in Virginia, but also Florida, and you're a coach with Double Your Income Coaching.
Yeah, super fun. I'm moving to Florida, so I've picked up actually transitioning the Virginia business completely, and I'll be in Florida permanently over the next 4 months or so.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Well, you're a great one to answer this question. All right, you ready to be the tiebreaker? All right. How long should your listing appointments be?
Oh, super easy answer. The answer is yes.
Oh God, we're gonna fight, Walter.
Yeah. So let's talk about the context behind the yes. So
okay.
Yeah, I will say I've had listing appointments last 15 minutes.
Okay.
And I've had listing appointments last 2 hours.
Oh God.
The only way that I know that listing appointment was right is when I've connected with the client on a personal level and we've agreed to list the house. Right.
Okay,
So,
right, exactly.
In very rare occasions, maybe you connect with them on a personal level and you don't list the house, but the personal connection still happened. And honestly, I believe that's most important. And so every personality type is a little bit different. I'm a high D. I want to execute. I want to accomplish the goal. I want to get in there and run the numbers and get the data.
Right.
Now, when you're talking to another high D, that 15 or 20 minutes of data is all they need to make a decision. They're ready.
Right.
And you'll connect very quickly from the data. But if you're talking to, and if you don't know what I mean by high D, if you've never looked at DISC personality profiles, right? Everyone has a slightly different way that they process information and come to a decision on their own.
Yes.
And so some people are very data driven. Some people are very emotionally driven. Some people really need to feel that connection. And so depending on the client's personality type, it may take longer or shorter
How do
convey
you
the message.
know when you've connected?
I feel like there's no one thing, because again, it's different for every personality type, but I feel like when you've made the connection, you'll know,
Yeah.
because the atmosphere will change from I'm here to do business, let me tell you my data point, to actually engaging with them on a personal level. They're comfortable enough with you to start having a conversation outside of just the numbers.
Got it.
And it feels like you're having a conversation with an old friend that you're catching up with.
Are you doing anything before you get there to try to facilitate that connection?
So I don't do pre-listing appointments. I know some people are like, well, what do you do for pre-listing? Do you send them a pre-listing packet? I'm a conversationalist by background. So I actually, for Double Your Income Coaching, I teach people how to have quality conversations that build
Well, that would be a
relationships.
cool
That's kind of my
class.
thing.
Yeah.
So I'm fine getting on the phone with somebody and just asking the kinds of questions that, one, help me understand what kind of personality are they, so I
Yeah.
know how to approach them better. And two, breaking down that initial barrier. Let's talk about, hey, well, what are your goals when you sell? Why are you moving?
Why,
Oh, the
right.
family's growing, right? Kids are off to college, my family, you were downsizing. And you start to understand before you show up to the listing
But
appointment.
even like, why is that why important, right? I feel like you're probably
Right.
digging like a little bit deeper too.
Yeah. So here's the reality, right? Everyone that's selling a house, it's not about the house, right? It's not about the transaction.
Right.
There is a legitimate need that you need to recognize so that you can help them meet.
Exactly.
And so when you think about it in terms of, I'm not a transaction guy, right? I'm not a salesman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a relationship business owner, right? That is real estate. It's relationships. So you approach it from, my goal today is to help them, whatever that looks like.
Right.
Well, I need to understand how to help them before I can truly make that connection and help them.
Yeah.
And so we talk about, I'm downsizing, we're relocating, it's a job thing, it's a kid thing, it's a school thing, whatever that might be. And that helps with the connection, because sure, everyone wants to know, how fast do you sell my house? How much money do I make?
Right.
Sure. But if you don't bring it back to, why are you moving and how can I best help you with that?
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to make that connection regardless of what the information shows.
So what I hear you saying is like, don't be so stringent on like how long it takes. Take as long as it needs to, but don't take longer than you need to, I think.
Yes, that is 100%
okay?
right. Make a connection with them on a personal level, convey the information that they need.
Yep.
And then politely work your way out the door. Now, sometimes you'll have a 45-minute listing appointment and the information was conveyed in 15, but the personality type is, you say goodbye and inch to the door for 25 minutes.
Oh my God.
Because they're just really interested in talking with you and getting to know you. Oh, you have kids too, so do I. And where are your kids going to college?
Right.
And as you're making your way out the door, the conversation is continuing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. The last thing you want to do is be like, listen, lady, I'm done with you. You sign the papers.
Get them out of here. No, that's helpful. I totally get it. Now, if people are interested in learning more about Double Your Income, especially maybe that communication class you were talking about, or if they have a referral for you in Florida or Virginia, what is the best way to get a hold of you, to get a hold of the information?
Sure. I always tell people, I'm easy to find on social media because my first name is Walter, which is a very rare name. And my last name is Key, which is the best name in real estate.
Was that on purpose or did you change your name?
Yeah, so in the womb, I kicked my mother and I said, you better set me up for success here. And no, I'm just kidding. No, it's a total fluke. I actually spent 21 years in the military well before I got into real estate. It just so happens that my last name is Key and it worked out great for me.
That's perfect.
And so if you go on Facebook, I'm Walt Key, VA Realtor right now is my Facebook. It just Google Walter Key, you'll find my ugly mug. I have a whole bunch of social profiles on Instagram. I'm Walt Key 233. Okay. I'm super easy to find, and they can reach out to me and ask me any questions they have on Double Your Income Coaching or how it is we train other agents completely for free, because it's just a passion of ours to be able to give back to our industry, to train other agents on how to do well and we don't charge a dime for it. It's all free.
That's awesome. And you were saying you guys have like weekly free classes and stuff too.
Every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Eastern, we host a free live webinar. It's a different agent coach every time. And they literally, it's not philosophical, right? It's not Tony Robbins, hoorah, dream big dreams and you'll be fine.
Facts.
It's actionable knowledge from agents who are doing the strategies they teach. And they are just saying, this is what I do. This is how I do it. If you want to do this, here's how you replicate my success.
Nice.
And so anyone that wants to can go out there and put these into practice and actually build business that way.
That's awesome. Well, I really appreciate you being on. Thank you so much. And thanks for being
It's absolutely my pleasure.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks.